On bottled water every week, Boutte Glow. We're gonna show you how to stop wasting your l'argent and how to future proof your home and to get ready for what's up next.
Really quick, I'd like to introduce ourselves. I'm Jaleese. South Florida Water, Energy, and Air has been around for 6 years now. I myself was born and raised here in Florida. And when I think about why I got into this industry, I think about the first time I actually saw what was in the water. I was shocked.
What was in it?
Well, I mean, there's a water quality report that goes into details of all those things, but what I saw when I did the test, I couldn't believe it. And all I could think about was, the skin issues that I experienced, the skin issues that my brother experienced, eczema, psoriasis, all of these things that affect our family for so long. And I'm not saying it's because of the water, but what I am saying is when I saw what's in the water, I thought, this can't be helping my problem.
Exactly. It's not making it any better, I can imagine.
Right. So since then, at the time, I was a licensed life and health insurance agent, and I always had a passion for helping families. And at the time, it was about helping them with their insurance policies and helping them build generational wealth. But I was only 19, and I didn't know anything about, you know, financial security at the time. But what I did know about is how I felt, how confident I felt based on, my skin issues and things
Right.
like that. So when I saw what was in the water, it just clicked for me. It made perfect sense. And since then, this is what I've been doing. I had to share with the world.
Awesome, awesome. Well, South Florida, my name is Glenn. I'm originally a New Yorker, definitely a Floridian now. I came here in my teens and I fell in love with this state, the city. It's beautiful. Even though we've been getting rained out every day, I've been to a lot of places on earth, and South Florida is definitely up there as one of the most beautiful places on earth.
I agree.
What drives me, what gives me passion is helping families. I remember when I first started in the water industry, I was doing a water test for a young lady that was recently became a widow. And it got to a portion of the test where I washed her hands and she started to cry.
Wow.
And I was taken aback. And she then explained to me that the reason she's crying is she just lost her husband, who was a firefighter, so he's a public servant, in the line of duty. And they have this newborn at the time, was about 10 months old, with severe skin issues. And every time she would give the baby a bath, the baby would just cry, just triggering emotions, right?
Bad memories.
Bad memories. So being able to help that household take out some of those chemicals in the water, that's a story that's going to live with me forever. Hopefully that family's doing well. That baby should be not a baby anymore. I tell you that. So definitely. So that's what we're going to talk about today is the home, how important the home is. How do you say that in Creole?
Lakai.
Lakai.
Yes.
I definitely love it. So one of the things that that also brought us in today, have you heard about that rate increase?
So I have heard a little bit about the rate increase, and I'm sure you're going to talk more about it. Man, what I do know is I speak to homeowners, I speak to families every single day, and I'm constantly hearing, yes, my bill is high. Absolutely. It's way too high. I don't know what's going on. And I think most people are thinking, well, it's the summer, it's Florida, it's hot, so normally my bill would be higher. But after digging a little deeper, we found that there's more to that, right?
Definitely. So FPL is in the works. They were just approved last year, and they're in the works of getting approved for a multi-billion-dollar rate increase.
Billion with a B.
Big boy B. B. It is literally the biggest rate increase in U.S. history. I'm not sure how you feel, but how do you feel about that?
Okay. When you say in U.S. history, you mean of all time?
I mean of the United States, since they started recording rate increases. It's the
Wow.
biggest rate increase in U.S. history.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, I mean, that, in this day and age, I don't know about you, Glenn, but for me, I try to save money anywhere I can.
Right.
With inflation, the cost of living, I think all of us really are trying to find ways to keep money in our pockets. So that's not the best news.
Definitely not the best news. It is a multi-billion-dollar rate increase. The increase started in 2024, and it's actually bleeding over for the next 2 to 3 years to 2028 or 2029. You could get some more details on that. I definitely believe that a family should never choose between paying FPL or going out to eat or paying a medical bill or saving some money.
I remember growing up, my mom had this saying. She used to say, FPL pa pa pow.
What does that mean?
That means FPL is not your dad. So they have no mercy.
Zero mercy.
On us keeping the lights on.
Man. So what I want to talk about is just community, just knowledge and education. A lot of folks, you touched on it earlier, they feel trapped. Sometimes when you're not properly educated, you feel like there's nothing you can do about this bill. If you're getting your utility bills and you're scared to open it, that's not the life to live. So what are some things that folks can do if they're experiencing high electric bills?
That's a good question. I mean, right now, in their home, there are little things that they can do, like essentially changing out the thermostat.
Wow. Yeah.
You can also check for any drafts in the home. What a lot of people don't realize is that if there is cool air leaving the home, then that's causing the AC to work a lot harder.
You're literally taking money out of your pocket and throwing it through the window.
If
you have openings in your homes, wow, that is. What about the lighting? Well, what I do know is that something that a family can do that's simple is changing out those LED bulbs,
right,
for a more energy efficient bulb, right? So those are some small things that we can do to help combat that rate increase from this huge conglomerate FPL.
Another thing, because this is an issue that I've experienced personally,
What's up?
Is cutting off the AC and cutting it back on. That does not help.
Zero help.
I guess you think, well, if I turn the AC off, then as long as the AC is not running, it's saving me money. But if you just do a little bit of research on that, when you have the AC on and you cut it off and you cut it back on, that actually burns more electricity than if you just leave it on.
To my Caribbean folks, do you hear that? There is no reason to be burning up in your home from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then turn on the AC at night just to be comfortable. I believe I remember my grandma when she was purchasing. So when I first came to Florida, a little history about me. I came in my teens, and my grandma just bought a home in the North Miami area. Not North Miami, but North Dade, Norwood. And she was saving, man. I'm talking about working doubles, not going out to eat.
That's the norm.
Right? Just not. And she's a shopper. If she's hearing this, trust me, that lady, she shops. She has more shoes and she knows what to do with. Not going out to shop. Literally just the essentials, tithing, and saving for the home. And that just shows, like, we work so hard for this American dream, right? The house, the dog, the picket fence, and then here comes the FPL bill.
More like wire fence.
The wire fence. And here comes the FPL bill. And I just thought to myself, man, folks work so hard to become homeowners. But when we become homeowners, sometimes we just let the home go astray. We just think that it's normal to get a $300-$400 FPL bill. That's a bit insane. We think it's normal to get out of the shower itching all the time or buying bottle. How often would you see your mom stop by the grocery store to pick up bottled water every week?
If she's not at the store picking up bottled water, she was sending us to buy bottled water, right? So that's the norm. You're right. And they say that knowledge is power. So we are left with, we know as much as we know.
Amen.
And I think when it comes to the water issue, that's another, what I noticed in certain homes, they will never buy bottled water. They have some kind of filtration system, and it seems to me that these are the homes that have like the highest income.
Wow, this is true.
So there's definitely a disconnect there where it seems for some reason we have this, I don't want to, but it seems like based on the mentality, right? If we don't understand the if we don't understand how to manage our income as well as others, we can by default do things that end up harming us and actually cost us more than someone that may be earning more income,
Correct.
right? So, like for example, buying the bottled water. Not to mention, bottled water is the least regulated industry
Zero.
in the world.
Yeah.
So
Let's
we're
talk about savings really quick. My mom, talking about all the women in my family, they must be proud. She has a saying, it's not what you make, is what you save. Right? It's not what you earn, is what you save. So I've been in over 10,000 homes in my career, and I've dealt with all different type of social classes, different ethnic groups. And you are definitely correct. There are some folks that will make certain investments in their home, aka proofing the home. Sorry, my accent slips out here and there. Future proofing the home to ensure that they're not being subjected to these rate increases,
right?
billions
And inflation.
billions and billions of dollars. When I was a kid, eons ago, I remember bottled water was not even a thing. People was not buying bottled water when I was going.
I mean, I remember drinking out the hose.
I definitely drink out of the faucet.
But things were different back then.
How often? So, question: would you let your family drink out of the faucet now?
I would definitely not. I mean, I don't even cook with tap water, and you know that.
Wow.
So I can't even imagine me drinking from the tap or my family drinking from the tap.
If someone's in South Florida right now hearing your voice and they're like, man, my FPL bill is crazy, my skin itch, I'm on my way home to pick up some Butte Glow. Did I say that correctly?
Butte Glow.
Butte Glow. And they're like, I'm
But look, okay, so let's talk about that for a second. Don't feel bad
about
the glow. So
Okay.
as a Haitian American, first generation Haitian American, that's very common. Okay, because we used to say glow growing up with the G, but it's actually with a D. It's glow. And I didn't learn that until I was like 10 years old, by the way.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot for me to get on this. It's like rolling the tongue with the R's in Spanish. I have, my tongue's too heavy for that.
You have to have the accent for sure.
I do have to have the accent. But hey, so if there's someone listening to my poor Creole right now and poor English, and they're like, hey, I'm tired of buying bottled water every week. My back hurts. There's no space in the kitchen. My FPL bill is crazy. My house is hot. I sweat at night. My AC sounds like it's about to die. What is something they can do to help combat this?
Well, they can call us.
What's a good number?
Well, they can call us at 305-402-4441. So essentially what we do, I like to think of myself as a community advocate, right? We're not just going in to try and sell them something. It's kind of like when you go to the doctor, right? When you go into the doctor doesn't immediately give you a prescription for medication.
Hope not, I wouldn't take it.
Exactly. The first thing they do is they give you a checkup, right? They might send your collection, whatever they collect.
Your labs.
Right, your labs.
Your collection. It's called labs.
Sorry.
Okay, it's fine. To a specialist.
Right? Or they might go and get the labs tested to identify exactly what's going on with you. And once they've identified the issue, at that point, they're able to say, hey, Glenn, based on your results, I do recommend you, and it may not even be medication. It may be as simple as you walking a bit more, or drinking some better, cleaner water.
Not just...
There's a few recommendations that the doctor might make. So, as
what's that number again? Just one more time for folks.
The number is 305-402-4441.
Yes.
And so, what exactly can they expect when they call in, Glenn? What is it that, because you are in the homes a lot more than I am, so what will you be helping them with?
That's a beautiful question. So we do full home wellness checks. We help homeowners identify areas in their home that can not only save them money but have a better, more comfortable way of life. The reason I brought up my grandma working doubles at Jackson and not eating steaks and buying soups and just really just in Jamaica we have a saying, binding our belly, right, to make sure she could come up with down payments and closing costs is to enjoy one's home. I personally believe that if you're going to work hard, you should come home to a comfortable house. Your money should not go out to these utility companies. Your money should stay for your family. And I believe that if it's your home, you should inspect it. If you're inspecting your man's phone, you should inspect your water. Yeah, if you're inspecting your man's phone, you should inspect your home.
Oh my gosh. I do not condone inspecting anyone's phone.
I just believe that everything needs to be checked.
That's so what we do. That's a recipe for heartbreak there.
So what we do a series of 5 to 6 tests at the kitchen sink. Just educate homeowners based on their water needs. Everyone has different standards when it comes to water quality. As Jaleese just mentioned, she doesn't even cook with the tap. Florida it goes back and forth for one of the worst states in the U.S. with water quality. So we just educate homeowners about the water quality, see how it affects them personally. We also do a quick energy loss assessment to see ways that we can help save. We've saved families up to 50, some cases a little bit more. We just like to keep it conservative is the word, and save 40% on energy savings. Quick question. Does 40% energy savings sound good or bad?
I think 40% energy savings sounds amazing. I spoke with someone the other day that told me they were paying $500 a month. Ow. On their electric bill.
FPL, pow, pow, pow.
Oh my goodness. Let's do the math really quickly.
$500?
$500.
And they can save with us up to 40%.
So let's just say they saved
$200.
40% on $500. That's $200 a month.
What can you do with $200?
Well, I would go get my nails done.
Every month, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's groceries for at least a week if it's a family of 4. That is gas in the car.
That's a plane ticket.
For the month. That's a plane ticket.
It might be on Spirit. But
and you know what? I don't think we take enough vacations these days.
Oh, man, how can we take a vacation when FPL is constantly going up? Billions and billions of dollars every year. On average, what is the rate increase percentage-wise that FPL increases?
So it used to be 4%.
Right.
But it's increased the last time we checked, hasn't it?
It has increased to at least 5%. That's per annum. Per annum means every single year, guys. I want you to ask yourself this question if you can hear my voice. When was the last time your paycheck increased 5%?
Oh, man.
On schedule. Because the bigger ups at FPL on schedule, they're going to the commission boards of Florida. They're going to the government of Florida and they're asking for these raises on schedule. They're going back and they're selling solar energy. And guess who's paying for the solar energy?
We are.
They're fixing up their infrastructure. And guess who's paying for the infrastructure?
We are.
Their employees that's retired and living the best life. Guess who's paying the pension plan?
We are.
And when she says we, guys, we're talking about the working class. We're talking about folks that's driving home right now, maybe driving to another job. We're talking about folks that speaks Creole or folks that does not speak Creole. Folks that when you open your utility bill, if you just get a little jerk in your heart, if it just makes your bottom lip quiver, you should give us a call. What's that number once more?
305-402-4441.
If when you come out of the shower, your skin itches and you have to look for the lotion, you should give us a call.
305-402-4441.
If you wake up in the middle of the night and you're thirsty and you're like, there's no Boutte Glow anywhere, and you have to get in your car, or you call it a machine, and drive to Walgreens to get some bottled water, what should you do?
you should call 305-402-4441.
All right, guys, I don't want to be too redundant.
I mean, these are great points, Glenn. I'm glad that we had an opportunity today to really just connect with the community and really speak to them and educate. I do believe that knowledge is power,
Yes.
and the more we know, the more we can take control.
So the full home wellness check is a free wellness check. If you do your annual checkups at the doctor every year, if you go for your mammogram and your pap smear and your colonoscopies, and it's pretty much all the medical procedures I know, you should definitely have your home, because your home, when you come back from your pap smear and your colonoscopy and your stop laughing, when you come back from your doctor checkup, you're going into your home. When you come back from work, you're going into your home. When you come back from vacation, where are you going?
Into your home. And I'm at home 80% of the time.
Home's
I'll be
beautiful.
honest with you. I don't know if it's just me, but I like to spend a lot of my time at home.
Maybe if people's FPL bill wasn't so high, they'll spend some more time at home.
Or maybe that's why it is so high. So how do we find ways to be able to enjoy it and still not be subjected to such high expenses? You know, I don't think
Right.
it should cost me. We already pay for a mortgage. We pay
Right.
to live there, right? It shouldn't.
Property taxes.
Property taxes. There are so many expenses that are associated with the home, and if there are ways that we can save here or there, for me, it's a no-brainer.
Amen. I have a question before we go.
Sure.
That family right now that's just picked up a case of bottled water and they put it in the car, will they ever stop buying bottled water? Will they ever walk to the cashier and say, hey, it's me, with a smile on their face, and the cashier says, listen, you don't have to pay today. Just go on. Legally.
Not legally.
Not legally. You're
Not
going to
legally,
buy
not
that
until
bottled
they do
water
something
forever.
about it.
Do you think FPL is ever just going to say, hey, man, you spent way too much money this year. We don't want your money for October's payment, November's payment, December's payment, Christmas is coming up. Keep that money in your pocket. Do you think FPL is going to ever just do that?
No, I don't think that doesn't sound too FPL
Deal.
pow pow pow.
Oh, yeah, I wish FPL was my dad. I wouldn't be on the radio. Another question, if they just had the biggest rate increase, what is the likelihood of them going back for more and bigger rate increases?
It seems very, very possible. It seems very possible. I mean, just last month, they settled for the years 2026 and 2027 around, I think, $800 million for those 2 years alone. So they're still negotiating. They're still at the table now, negotiating and trying to get the biggest rate increase in U.S. history. And the fact is that affects us, the middle class.
That definitely affect us. That's more dollars out of our pocket. So, guys,
So when I say the middle class, right, why doesn't it affect the upper class as much as it does the middle class? Why do you think that is?
that's a beautiful question.
And I know it's a sensitive topic, but
It's okay. We're here to step on a couple toes. It's education. A lot of folks believe that if they have been subjected to something, that it's the norm. It's the norm to get a utility bill that's probably higher than 1 week's worth of work, right? So with the lack of education, if you don't know any better, how can you do better, right? So certain classes, they educate themselves on how to build value in the home by making your home more energy efficient, by making sure the water in your home is not damaging your plumbing. The plumbing alone is valued at. To update the plumbing in the home sometimes is $20,000, $30,000.
right.
Discover Card did a study and it shows 1% to 2% the value of the home
Exactly.
deteriorates every single year because of the quality of the water.
Exactly. So you're right. It is about education, but also when you talk about $20,000-$30,000 home upgrade, I mean, most of the middle class family is thinking about how am I going to pay for my, child's tuition, that's just going into college. They're thinking about just getting by. So the idea of paying $20,000-$30,000 to upgrade the home to prevent such a high increase or a high bill, it just doesn't seem feasible for some. But the truth is that there are ways around that, right?
Correct. So we help homeowners with all different social classes, all economic groups. Everyone deserves clean water, and everyone deserves the right to have a controlled energy bill. We have payments as low as $20-$30 for clean water, and we have helped folks save up to 50% on their FPL bill. You are currently paying right now to have clean water, and you are overpaying on your FPL bill.
Well, they're currently paying for not clean water.
Well, they're currently paying for it, but they don't have clean
But they don't
water.
have it. Okay.
Right. And they're overpaying on their FPL bill, in some cases up to 50%. So,
and that's why I'm just, again, really happy to be here. I'm really happy to connect with the people that really deserve it, in my opinion. The ones that are working so hard, the ones that can actually benefit from $200 savings here, that can actually benefit from not having to spend $50 a month here or there on bottled water. So
also taking the chemicals out of the water.
The health benefits, of course. Absolutely.
We believe that sometimes when we cook, we're boiling away the bad stuff. Just want to educate my lovely people. It is impossible to boil away lead.
What?
You
can't boil out the chemicals?
You cannot boil away lead.
Oh,
you
my
cannot
goodness.
boil away arsenic. Okay? You're not going to boil away the iron, guys. It's just going to go right into your dairy. How you say it? Dairy.
That's another one with the accent.
Oh, man. And I love dairy so much. With sauce blanc.
Diriac sauce poivron.
That's my fave in the Haitian cuisine. So, guys, we're coming to a close. Again, if you have an FPL bill that you just are not comfortable with, if you're constantly buying bottled water, if there's family members that suffer with skin and hair issues, if you're replacing your water heater constantly, you need to give us a call at 305-402-4441. If you're putting dye in your hair and the dye is showing your grays in a week, you need to give us a call at 305-402-4441. Anything to add?
I think we've said it all, Glenn.
Awesome. It was a pleasure. Hopefully we're back next week with some more delightful insights.